My internet connection is really poor tonight, but let's just see if we can round up this chapter so we don't have to come back to it tomorrow. Okay, so we're told that Joseph was 30 years old when he was made the ruler over Egypt. So he spent 13 years, okay, in slavery, in prison, but finally God remembered him. Imagine how Potiphar's wife felt when she saw Joseph. Okay, that's why you should be careful how you treat people. She thought that because he was a servant boy, that she could do whatever she did to him and go scot-free. She accused this poor boy who had done nothing wrong to her and made him to spend so many years in prison. And she thought she had gotten away with it after she had tormented his life while he was in the house with her. But see God. God finally fought for Joseph. Okay. His name was never cleared. Potiphar's wife never came out to say, to confess and say, oh, Joseph didn't do it. No, there was no need for that. God simply placed Joseph above her husband, above her. She must have trembled when she heard that Joseph had been made ruler over Egypt. Well, that's God for you. Okay. It might take time, it might seem like, especially when we're falsely accused, when we're dealt unfairly with, it might seem like God is silent. You might feel like, God, can't you see? Why haven't you risen up to fight for me? But he sees. He will fight for you. Okay? And we're told that in the 7 plenteous years, the earth brought forth by handfuls. Okay. The food was abundant. Okay. Food was abundant. And we're told that Joseph gathered up all the food of the 7 years and he laid up the food in the cities. Okay. He laid up the food in the cities. The food of the field, which was round about every city, he laid up in the same. He gathered food. He just kept gathering, kept gathering, kept gathering. Okay, kept gathering. And we're told that Joseph, God blessed Joseph with 2 sons. Okay, during the years of plenty. So we see that the plenty did not just affect food, but even even reproduction. Okay, because the Bible specifically states that unto Joseph were born 2 sons before the years of famine came. Okay, so the sons were born to him during the years of plenty. Okay, yeah, during the years of plenty. And we're told that Joseph gathered corn as the sand of the sea, very much until he left numbering, for it was without number. So he gathered corn as the sand of the sea. He could not count anymore. So he just gave up on counting. He just kept, gathering. You can imagine how great, how much food that must have been. That was how abundant food was. In fact, those years, if you plant one, let's say you plant one grain of corn, that 1 grain of corn can give you about 100 fat healthy corn cobs. Food was abundant. In fact, you don't need to stress yourself too much. Just a seed falls carelessly, everything just flourished. Okay, everything just flourished. And then we're told in verse 53, say, and the 7 years of plenteousness that was in the land of Egypt were ended. The 7 years came to an end. Okay, I want to point out something here. You know, say the 7 years came to an end. The 7 years came to an end. Plan for your future. Plan for the future. Okay. Plan for the future. Now, while Joseph was in Egypt and was storing food, you know, because the years of plenty did not just affect Egypt. Okay, they affected, you know, the other countries. Okay, other nations too. So while Egypt was prospering and there was food everywhere, it was like that in other places too. But what others did not know was that famine was coming. So while Joseph was storing food, others must have been eating and wasting food, throwing away because it was just too much. So they would eat, they would throw away, you know, they would leave some to get rotten and all of that. So there are two things I want to point out here. First, plan for the future. Plan for the future. We don't wish for bad. Okay, our hope and our prayer is that it will be rosy throughout.